I don't understand what this Packers team is, because they'll put out insane performances on national settings when they're on Sunday Night Football or they're on Thursday Night Football. They'll have these crazy games where everyone's watching and everyone's like, whoa, Jordan Love's unbelievable. Whole offense is unbelievable. Tucker Kraft goes out of this game against the Panthers. Seems like he's going to be, actually not seems, he's done for the season in their 16-13 loss. Here's something crazy. You would think with Jordan Love and Bryce Young dueling in a game like this, that Jordan Love would be the driving force for the success of either team. This is a wild stat that I don't think enough people realize. Bryce Young led the Panthers on his 9th career game-winning drive in the victory. Young's 9 game-winning drives since the start of the 2023 season are tied for the most in the NFL in such span. How did that even happen?
It's a demon.
Have they won that many games?
I know. I think every game that they've won has had to have been a comeback, a fourth quarter late comeback. That guy, Bryce Young, was smiling on the sidelines with 2 minutes left when it was 13-13 and he got the ball back. Ear to ear. He knew he was going to go do it to them boys, and he went and did it to them boys. The Green Bay Packers are, you're right, they're confusing. They have games where the team is good. Like, let's all just at least acknowledge right now, baseline table set. The Green Bay Packers roster is one of the best in football.
Inconsistent.
Yes. Jordan Love will just wake up some Sundays and he can't get comfortable in the pocket. Doesn't matter if he's got a lot of time. Doesn't matter if he has no time in the pocket. He can't get comfortable. And I'm not going to sit here and say Derek Brown was the key contributing factor to why he couldn't get comfortable. He had himself a day, but it's one D tackle. All right. Jordan Love, his inconsistency week to week to be able to sit back there, build off a prior week, and get into a game is concerning for me. He just starts chucking. When he doesn't get comfortable and he can't get the offense moving, he just starts throwing that thing all over the field. That is not the operation that you need. They need to tighten it up a little bit for him. I just don't know. I don't know how much stock I'm putting into this Jordan Love guy when they're losing to the Panthers in this fashion. This is a team, because week prior, Panthers lost by 31 to Buffalo. Ugly, ugly loss. They got stomped out. Buffalo, one of the premier organizations in the NFL. They beat the Packers a week later. Packers played down. This is a rough season for them. Yeah. Played down to the Browns, played down to the Panthers. That's not a good offensive factor. A notable characteristic is if you can't just go out there and roll over the bad teams in the league. It's an issue for them.
Well, here's my thing with the Packers is you just kind of try to set the table. They're not a bad team. And I think at the very least, they're going to make the playoffs. Like, there's no world that they don't make the playoffs. And I think at the very least, they're proving that when there's a big game in front of them, they're stepping up to the plate. Now, it's going to be a lot more challenging without Tucker Kraft, which, God, that one really hurts. I spent the whole week talking about how I thought he was the best tight end in the NFL, and then now he's gone. He's such a big reason for their offense being as potent as it is, because they've got a bunch of really solid receivers. But when you've got solid receivers and the best tight end in the NFL, your unit is incredibly dangerous. And now you're sitting in this weird spot where you've got to figure out, okay, who's our go-to guy? Who are we going to turn to? I don't think that a tight end is naturally the glue that holds everything together, but it might be one of those screws in the back of a chair that you're kind of like, why is this chair loose? Why can't I sit in this thing comfortably? Well, this is one of those. I'm sitting in one of those chairs. It's infuriating. Like, hey, why can't I get this chair to be tighter than it is? But it's constantly feels like it's about to fall apart. Is that the world that they now live in going forward? I feel like that's a fair question to ask.
They shouldn't be living in that world. Their next tight end was a former second round pick in Musgrave.
Yeah, but Musgrave, they were both taking the same draft. I think we both understand that Musgrave is the counterpunch to Kraft, and he's never really proven that he can be otherwise he'd be getting the main share of targets.
Well, now it's his time to get the main share of targets and do something with it. He saw his counterpart go out there and absolutely take over in the physical sense. It's time for him to get shifty with it. Good hands, tall, nice tight end, make some big time plays like that. That's the step up that they need. Additionally, Christian Watson's been playing a little bit better for them. Now that he's back from injury, I think that him as a deep threat is valuable. So
nothing happened there.
they
Nothing happened there. I didn't have anything. You don't need to worry about it.
I gotcha. I caught it on the peripheral.
I didn't shit my pants. If anyone's wondering what I'm talking about.
Additionally, unfortunately, even if Tucker Kraft was still healthy, hadn't torn his ACL, after this week, the best tight end in football medal is off of him and on to Brock Bowers. Unfortunately, Bowers is back. He's the best tight end in football. I'm sorry. I know. Yeah. Just a week ago, 2 weeks ago, we were talking about it was Kraft. It really was. And then Bowers showed everyone that he really is the best in the league. The Packers have the talent. They need to stop dicking around with the bad teams. Why? It is the question that is getting asked all across Wisconsin and the Packers universe is why? Because when the NFL fails to bring any type of sense, then that's when people spiral, because it makes no sense to have the Packers losing to the Panthers. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't. And I'm sure that there's going to be some sort of reconciliation that comes with this. There's going to be some footing to be regained, but we'll have to see what happens with the Packers and their offense. They can't win if they're going to score 13 points, especially with how explosive they're supposed to be, and they've shown that they've been. Hopefully Kraft doesn't derail things as much as we're kind of talking about here.